Hello there, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, I am so happy to be with you here today, and I hope that all is well with you on this November Sunday. And I want to just take you on a walk around. Walk with me around the garden, and let's look at the fall garden and see what has happened to the garden. Right now, this side of the garden is looking pretty good. This is what I call my naturalistic style. And you can see that things are looking pretty good here on this side of the garden. But let us take a walk around and see what else is happening in Catherine's Garden and Home, LWS. Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, it is November, and it is a cold November here in the Boston area. And so I'm out here and just enjoying the deck. I did some cleanup work here, and also I've been gathering pots and putting my little propagated plants in these pots to keep them a little snug right now. What I'm thinking of doing is possibly getting some of that good plastic that I have for the garden, and just creating a little nestled spot for them here, so that my hydrangea propagated plants can make it through the winter. And right now the herb plant is doing well. My herb garden there in the pot, it's doing well there. So that's my intention, at least something that I'm thinking about and considering as I start to prep and get things ready here on the deck for the winter. I also have my collard greens here and the Japanese maple. I think I'm going to move the Japanese maple over in the corner there and let it stay on the deck. But these collard greens, I'm going to move them to a spot in the kitchen garden. So let's go on over to the kitchen garden and do a walkabout for November, this second Sunday in November 2024. Today is the 10th of November, and it is very sunny, bright morning here in my English cottage garden in the Northeast Zone 6. And it's amazing how things are still green and alive. We've been getting some really cold temperatures at night, but then it'll warm up to about 50s, maybe 60s. And at some time earlier in last week, it was in the 70s. So it's fluctuating, but the garden is handling it well. And I love how it looks. I love these hydrangeas, the fact that they still have color on them. And this is one of the highlighted parts of the garden here right now. And then as I walk on here, I was so pleased to see this beautiful color on the little seedling here of a oak tree. Of course, I don't want this oak tree to grow here, but right now the leaf color is so beautiful. Look at that. It looks so nice, vibrant and beautiful here in my garden. As you can see, I've tucked here in the corner my cannas, which I need to take out of the pots before it freezes. And I haven't gotten that far yet, but that's something that needs to be done. Overall, the garden is looking really, really nice. In this cottage garden kitchen area, the birds have been busy. The little sparrow busy eating. The little sparrow's busy eating and getting seeds together. And they really appreciate this side of the garden, the birds. They have been nestling in this area, and it's foraging for food and just staying warm and protected. So the sparrows, the cardinals, the different birds, they loved this area. But of course, it's going to be time soon for me to clean it up, and I know I've been avoiding it, but I need to get with it. The collard greens are doing fantastic. They look good, and I'm just going to clear this area. I think too that the fact that they do have all of the shrubbery around it is helping to keep them a little more protected. But of course, I'm not going to be able to keep it like that for very long. I'm going to need to clean it up soon, at least clean up some of it. Now, of course, this area, this side of the garden needs to be cleaned up too. I don't do a hard clean. I do a really more gentle clean, but I'm still waiting for more of the leaves to die back. And my husband has been so good, so diligent. I think it's so calming for him and relaxing that he does enjoy the raking and putting together and seeing the garden being kept. And also, it works in our favor when you do a little bit at a time versus trying to do everything at once. Now, on this side of the garden, I cleaned up those impatiens that were here, the red impatiens, and I planted instead the tulips. And while I was doing it, I thought I was recording and found out that I didn't record it. But just for reference, right here where the red impatiens were, I planted some red impression tulips that I had gotten from Home Depot, one of those places. And I put them here. So we will have tulips, and I know that there are daffodils still here in this section. So that's something for us to look forward to in spring. But there's a lot to do still, and it's just beautiful. I just love how the garden looks right now. For fall, there's so many leaves. You see all those leaves up there? That oak tree, you see all those leaves on that oak tree? That oak tree is usually the last tree to shed its leaves, and sometimes the leaves last as long as January, but it's okay. I mean, I think that it was going to fall sooner than later, but look how beautiful the garden looks. As you know, I love to walk up this side entrance of this upper garden. And I just love to look and see what is happening. As you can see here, though, that I definitely am going to have to do some work here and remove these tomato plants because they're old and done with. Look at that. So this is the next project here to clean this up. Now these dinosaur kale are doing fantastic here. I'm going to leave them there, but definitely I'm going to need to do some work here. I have started to cut back and remove things. Now this is my little fig tree that I'm going to have to move and put into a more protected location. And I'm really happy with how this crush hydrangea, how it has handled the year, and it's growing. And I still have some other plants here that are doing well too, some roses that are there. And it was a good showing for this garden here, this upper garden. They're looking really, really good. I planted in some other things here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some more tulips, and hopefully before the ground really freezes, I'm hoping to plant in those tulips into these beds here, this upper bed. This rose bush that I had in the container here, I wanted to take it up and remove it, but it loves this spot. It actually has grown in, it's grown roots. I'm trying to lift it up and it's rooted in. So I think I'm going to leave it there. But we also have another one that isn't. What I wanted to do is actually move them and tuck them in over here underneath the arborvitaes so that it'll be protected. But we'll see how it goes. And this one is looking really good. This bed, I want to add some more tulips into this. I've ordered some tulips, and there are 50 tulips. So hopefully I will get them in time to be able to just scatter them throughout the garden. And we will have a nice look here in my garden. I think I'm going to add some of those tulips definitely to this bed, so that it will have a nice big flush spring look. Actually, to all of the beds here. This bed, that one, and this one. So I'm looking forward to those tulips coming. But right now, I have the chrysanthemums that I planted in. And this was a really good move for this year. This really worked out nice for this fall look at the end of this season. The front here continues to look good with these mums here that I've put in, and they look healthy. They're holding on nicely to their color. So that is good. But do you notice that the peppers are done? Yeah, they're over with, they're done. So I'm going to pull up those peppers. Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. And I am so happy to be able to take you around this Sunday, which is the last Sunday in November, November 24th, for a walkabout in the garden. And there are some really beautiful things to see in the garden. Yes, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And I have been able to behold a lot of beautiful things in my garden. So I want to take you around and let us enjoy the last Sunday in November here at Catherine's Garden and Home. All right, let's start walking. Hello there, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home. Yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday morning here in November, and the sun is shining. It's looking so pretty here in my garden. So welcome. Gratitude has been a major theme in this month of November. You know, it's the month of Thanksgiving, but also just being grateful for what you do have. And there's so many people who don't have. And when we start to count our blessings, naming them one by one, we're amazed at how good God is and has been to us. So I just want to walk through and give you a walkabout with an attitude of gratitude and thanksgiving for where we are and how God is going to take care of us for the years to come. Because a lot of tumultuous things are predicted, but I think if we step into this time with an attitude of gratitude, that we will overcome the feelings of oppression, depression, overwhelmness, anxiety, fear, and doubt. That's a lot, huh? That's what we want to overcome. So the garden provides that for us, this opportunity to reflect on the good things and to see the goodness in the garden. So let's walk around and look for good things. All right, here we go. Well, I want to start with this bed. I am so pleased at how the rhododendrons are looking so green and beautiful, even though, it's cold, but the rain actually perked up the leaves and has given it a beautiful, healthy look. And these rhododendrons have been here for a while. I had them, I think they're about 4 or 5 years old now. And they have been flowering and looking really good. And they love the spot underneath the mighty oak tree. And then I planted, as you know, the garden mums down here. And they are looking good as well for this time of the year. And I am just happy that I was able to do this because they added so much color in the fall. And even just the way that they look there just looks really, really good. This year was the year of the hydrangea. Now, I just bought this hydrangea And this one is, let me see. I got it when I in Lowe's on sale, and it was just a beautiful hydrangea. This is called Strawberry Sunday. Strawberry Sunday. And it's going to be just beautiful here. I think it's going to really take on a good look here in this bed, adding more color about midsummer, height and beauty. And then I have this other hydrangea which did so well. I mean, this is a offshoot of another one that I've had for a long time. This is more of a lace cap hydrangea, but they all came together and really showed up well this year. So we shall see what happens for spring of 2025. But for right now, I'm thankful. I'm grateful. So happy to see this look. And look at Rabbit. He's standing guard. Yeah, he's doing a good job here. This bed, I moved the collard greens that were on top of the deck in this container and placed them here. And they're going to get sun, as you can see there, but they're also going to get warmth from the brick, the border that we created. And that has been such a hit. It just helped to define the bed so much better here. And I'm glad that my husband added them to it. I also have my two rose bushes here that this one is rooted in. So I'm going to leave it there. And this one I'm going to leave here too. But I think they will fare well here because of the fact that they are surrounded by other pots and plants. And then also the sun shines. You can see they get morning sun and they're going to get also afternoon sun. So I think they're going to do well here. They will manage to survive the winter. Isn't this nice? I love this view. The grass is very green and looking good, and we really haven't fertilized it this year like we usually do. And it has held up really well. It's nice and green here on this Sunday morning. Looking good. You know what? I finally took the garden mum that was in this pot. I took it out of the pot and I planted it in the bed over there. But yeah, we're going to be able to clean this bed up. I think we're going to leave it like this for winter interest, because when it snows, we're going to be able to see the branches and leaves and things in the garden. And then in February, early March, we can definitely clean up the beds and get it ready, prep it for the tulips and daffodils and all of the other spring bulbs that will be popping up from here. Now, I didn't really add any spring bulbs to any of these beds because there are a lot already there. And I want to see what comes up. I want to see what's going to happen here in the spring. But I think that there's a lot of things already there that they're going to do well. And then here you can see I have the hydrangea. They started off so good. This was such a year for hydrangeas. I cannot complain. And if they have to rejuvenate themselves and I don't get any flowers next spring, next year in 2025, it will be all right, because this year was so glorious. The hydrangeas were just so wonderful. So pleased with these arborvitaes. These are two of the arborvitae plants that I got from Lowe's. It's little 5 $8 pots. At the time they were $5 and very small. And over the years they have grown up into looking like Christmas trees. And they give the winter interest in the garden here. And I also have that other arborvitae ball right there. I had 2 of them, and this one, something happened to it, but that one survived, and it's looking good. And I also have this other rhododendron here. My husband had given it to me a couple years back as a present, and I planted it right here in the center, and it has been doing very well. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Now, I also took out the garden mum out of this one as well. Now, I'm not sure what I need to do because I don't want it to crack. I think it'll be fine though to leave it like this. Hopefully the bowl won't crack. But I've always left the container out here, and it has survived the winters. So I think it'll be fine. And then here, this is the back side of the kitchen garden, or the front side, depending on how you want to look at it. But oh, I'm so pleased with how the collard greens are looking. And now you can actually see the kale over there, and how they're just holding up in this weather. My husband harvested some already. So that's what we've been doing, is harvesting the collard greens and putting in them baggies and putting it in the fridge, in the freezer, and really cooking with them. What a delicious delight. Look at all of the figs that were on this fig tree that have now dried up. Look at that. So I'm gonna have to remove that, but it's so healthy. It's just was so fruitful after all in the end. And I'm just happy to have this. Now, I am going to have to go through and clean up these tomatoes. But you know, even though I haven't done it yet, it's okay. I think it helps to protect the kale and what's in there. You know, it's like a barrier. But I think I will get to it soon. In the meantime, it's okay. I was gonna cut down the stems of the okra, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave it. I'm thinking of winter interests, and also the birds, as you can hear them. Can you hear the birds? Yeah, they've been eating the seeds from the plants and things, and they're getting a little refuge here to be able to hide. Yeah, you can hear the birds, right? Hide in the shrubbery and so forth. So I'm not in a big hurry to remove everything. Yeah, and now we're able to see the cat. She's back over there. And I planted the tulips here. They did okay. I just wanted to show you this here. Look at the beautiful leaves here of the oak leaf hydrangea plant. Absolutely beautiful. This is the upper garden, and this is what it looks like right now. Surprisingly, things are still very green. The roses, yeah, the roses haven't died back yet, and they're looking good. Look at this color here. This is the viburnum. I believe it's the viburnum. It's pretty. What color? This is what I wanted to show you. We found some interesting things to enjoy in the garden still, and we are maybe anticipating snow soon. I know some of my fellow gardeners have already received snow, but yeah, this is what the garden looks like right now. This side of the garden looks good, and this is definitely the side that's going to carry the winter interest because there's more shrubs on it. We have roses and the arborvitaes, the variegated euonymus. We have the grasses there. You just see swaying in the breeze, right? And the structure of the lilac bushes and so forth, and you know, this is what's going to hold and give that beautiful wintry look when the time comes. Look, there are already berries on this, on the euonymus. Yeah. And it's turning green. It's going back to its other state. That you begin this week of Thanksgiving with many blessings, and that you will count your blessings, name them one by one, especially if you walk through your garden. Just go through with an attitude of gratitude, knowing that it's going to get a chance to rest and it deserves it. But in the meantime, you are thankful for what you've been able to produce and still produce, and the beauty that has been able to be seen by your garden. Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, it is a beautiful Sunday morning here in the New England area, Zone 6. Yes, and it is 43 degrees. However, it's just nice. We've been having rain for the last couple of days, so to have the sun shining this morning is just a wonderful thing on this Sunday. And I had cleaned up this deck, okay? I went through, I cleaned up the little makeshift greenhouse here and everything, and had just put away things, moved those plants that were there, and created a little place for my hydrangea that I have been propagating and that have turned into little plants. And now they're starting to feel the cold, but they still are looking good here. And I'm going to cover them up and let them stay here on the deck. So it has been really good so far here in November. I cannot complain about the weather or anything, because when we got rain, it was such a good thing. But it is very windy. You can hear the wind. Do you hear the wind? Yeah, it's a windy Sunday. And it's been windy a lot lately. I don't know what is happening, if it's the winds of change coming in to our area. But I pray that the winds of blessings will flow this way from the north, the south, the east, and the west. Yeah, we want some blessings here in this season of Thanksgiving and gratitude. If you enjoyed this walkabout, then I want you to consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to build my subscribership, and I am almost there at 3,000 subscribers. So please, come on and join me here at Catherine's Garden and Home for more videos. And so hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let us continue to enjoy the rest of the season. And if I don't see you for Thanksgiving, which I will be giving out or doing a lot of videos, pop-ups of gratitude, come and join me here on Catherine's Garden and Home. And happy Thanksgiving, and may you be very blessed as you go through this year and enjoy one another. Thank you so much for being a part of this channel, and thank you for your time that you've given to share with me here at Catherine's Garden and Home. It's snowing, the first snowfall for this winter season. How exciting. Hello there, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, hello, my name is Catherine, and it really is good to be here with you today. I hope that all is well with you. I hope that you are enjoying this time of relaxation and planning, and that is what we need to do. So for this video, I want us to continue to review and look at the beauty of the garden. There were so many good parts in each different time of the season. The flowers just came alive, especially in June, July, August, and even into September. So we want to take some time to look at and review the beauty of the garden, but also to start to think about what we want to do in our garden. And as you know, I have a new journal out, the Intentional Garden Journal. Come and join me here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Yes, and don't forget to go to my website. That's actually probably the easiest way to get to the journal. Go to my website. That's Catherine's Garden Home lws.weebly, that's WEEBLY.com.